Hey there, gang. Patrick King here, coming to you live from Utica, New York. Today's question comes from Linda. Linda wants to know, what's your opinion on shoeing horses that go trail riding on variable terrain and surfaces? No shoes? Front shoes? Shoes all around? I see owners that only want to shoe half the horse, or the owners that want to go natural with their horse, keeping them barefoot. What are your thoughts and your preferences? Now, I think that's an awesome question that people ask me actually quite a bit. And I'd like to think I'm pretty pragmatic in my approach about that. If a horse is capable of going barefoot because they've got good, strong, solid feet, then that's pretty much the way that I like to go. If they've got really tender, sensitive feet, then I'm going to put shoes on them. Now, front shoes or shoes all around. It's pretty common to see folks put just front shoes on their horse if the horse has good, solid hind feet, or if the hind feet don't chip up very much. I've got mixed feelings about that. My idea would be eventually working up to better strength, better collection from my horse. If we've got him more comfortable on his front feet because he's wearing shoes and less comfortable on hind feet that are barefoot, then I'm going to put shoes all around so that we're looking at being able to balance him out. Kind of for the same reason I wouldn't wear just one shoe on my left foot and nothing on my right foot. There is the idea of trying to condition a horse's feet to allow him to go barefoot. Now, if you can do this with your horse, given the terrain that you have at your disposal, if you can do this without causing him to go dead lame, and we see that happen sometimes, then I think that's okay if you can recondition the feet that way. I do see, unfortunately, some horse owners riding their horses with severely tender feet, and they ride them through thinking, well, they'll be all right. That's kind of like us going barefoot, over varied terrain. If you're not used to it and if your feet are sensitive, then you're going to have troubles with that. Now, there is the argument that, in the wild, the natural horse does this, goes barefoot and his foot handles it. Well, there's other ideas to that too. Back in the land of cavemen, they went barefoot, but we don't live in cavemen days. If we did, if we were in a society where we grew up barefoot and we lived barefoot, that could be a totally different story. I'm not saying that I'm against barefoot. I like that quite a bit. And, honestly, again, being pragmatic, kind of cheap too. So if a horse has good feet, I'm going to keep him barefoot. But, the notion of allowing a horse potentially to suffer until his feet toughen up and still using him, to me, that's nothing short of cruel. That would be like me saying, well, there's civilizations that go barefoot, so you need to go barefoot, and I don't care what terrain you're on. You're going to go barefoot until your feet toughen up. And by the way, go to work, too, while you're doing it. Work in the fields. Work over that terrain. You wouldn't be too pleased about that. You wouldn't care very much for me in that case either. So can horses go barefoot? Yes. Can all horses go barefoot? I don't believe so. We talk about the Mustang being barefoot. A lot of horses now, the way that we've bred them, the way that we've made changes to them, their hoof structure is not exactly the same as far as the toughness of it and that sort of thing. We've got a lot of horses with just softer feet. So it's in my opinion, for some of those horses, depending on what we're doing, it's not fair to expect that of them. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If I am, I'm sure I'll hear about it in the comments below, and that's perfectly fine. Now, something I will recommend, when we do go barefoot, I'm a big fan of a product called hoof armor. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything. I just want you to know about it because I believe in the product. I use it even on our horses that do wear shoes because it's a natural protectant for the hoof, and it's a great thing to protect the feet, to protect the moisture in the foot, to help prevent stone bruises. So whether a horse is barefoot or shod, I'm a fan of using that product called Hoof Armor. You can find it online at hoofarmor.com. It's great stuff. Give it a try. Anyway, so that's my opinion. Again, some horses can handle going barefoot, some horses can't. Relating back to another video in the past also about asking for advice in the right area, I'm going to stick with that advice. You let the farrier do the farrier's job, you let the vet do the vet's job, and you let the horse trainer do the horse trainer's job. And that goes with everybody else too. So I'm not a farrier, so I'm going to defer to my farrier's advice whenever it comes to this. He sees a whole lot more feet every day than I do, or he's underneath a lot more feet every day than I am. So he's going to have better knowledge for that than I will, and I'll always defer to him as well as to my horse. If I make a change with my horse and my horse says it's not all right, I'm going to listen to him. That, to me, that's the biggest part of our horsemanship. You've got to listen to your horse. So, question of the day. Are your horses barefoot? Do you have front shoes? Do you have all four shoes? Let us know. Tell us in the comments below. And don't forget, you keep submitting your questions. I'll keep making videos. Thanks so much, guys.